Alright, let's see if I can do this right this time, because last time I messed up. So, haha, I think I got it. Okay, then I can change that and do this. There we go. Girl, you wanna come to my hotel, even though you know you're only 14. And I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl. And I like the fact that you are only 14. So if you wanna come to my hotel, you are gonna have to call me daddy. And we'll be at the after party. And you'll be locked up in the room with no key. Yeah, buddy, that's R. Kelly's new song called Hotel, featuring Cassidy, and it's the 14 version. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, buddy. I think I'm gonna sing that again. Girl, you wanna come to my hotel, even though you know you're only 14. And I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl. And I like the fact that you are only 14. So if you wanna come to my hotel, you are gonna have to call me daddy. And we'll be at the after party. And you'll be locked up in the room with no key. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's what it is, guys. So, we are back. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. And what we talking about on tonight is round 2. Fight. We're going to talk about R. Kelly's defense and his defensive attorney. So we talked about earlier on tonight. That's what they say in the church world, on tonight. On tonight, we brought a message to you from Galatians, verse 18, chapter 8, the book of Kells. And what we talked about earlier was the fact that the prosecuting attorney had some highs and lows in their defense. They had some good stuff. They had some questionable stuff. We don't know what the discovery is going to be like, but nevertheless, they got enough to where they got the grand jury to say, go ahead, let's get this boy in the courtroom, and let's see what the boy got to say for himself. And that's what they did. R. Kelly is currently in jail trying to get together the bail money, and yeah, that's what we're at. He's trying to come up with $100,000 so that he can get out and get back in these Chicago streets. Until he's done that, however, he will be in jail with the rest of the scourge of the city of Chicago. That's just currently what's happening. So, but I did want to go over the video of, yes, I said video. There's a D and a G in there. The video of Mr. Robert Kelly talking about his defense. And I think his defense attorney made some great points, made some good thought out well points, and at one point it even kind of got a little racy where I think some people was out of line, unprofessional if you will, but yet and still he still, faced the firing squad and did pretty well. So we're gonna go over that shortly, but I did want to ask the question on something that I just saw before I actually came live before y'all on tonight. And what I saw was quite disturbing. I don't know how we have gotten to this place as a people, but at the end of the day, it was quite shocking to me to see what I saw on tonight. And yeah, y'all got to help me with this one. I just need some help with this one. I don't know what it is what this is that I saw, or what it is that I'm trying to see what the point of this is. But there it is too. Let me just show y'all what I saw, and then I'm gonna ask y'all what y'all can help me understand what this is, because I don't know. And I was at a loss. I was like, what? Well, it's one of those things where you're saying like, what is? Well, how did? Well, what? Well, just why? That was the question that came up to me, to where I just had to say, why and how did we get here? Because this was just something that I just did not expect to see on today. I did not expect that I would have to even go here to get this address. But I need y'all help, because I can't. There's some things that I can figure out on my own accord. But this shit right here, I need help. I don't get it. Let me go ahead and magnify. Let me transform and transmogrify this image. I don't know what this exactly is. Now, this is like some type of tuxedo or tuxedo dress. But first of all, who in the fuck is Billy Porter? And what the fuck is Billy Porter wearing? I don't know what this is and what's the statement. Like, if you gonna just wear a dress, go ahead and go full Young Thug and put on the dress and do your album cover. But where does the tuxedo and the dress come in? This is like full blown ballroom gown. I don't know. I am not in no shape, form, or fashion a fashionista. I don't know about fashion. My wife dresses me. I will admit it. As a grown man, I don't know nothing about fashion. I don't know nothing about clothing or nothing. I just wear what I think looks acceptable. I don't even know what looks good. But I do know that this here is this. Somebody needs to bring him up on charges. What is this? I just don't get it. And it's just like, hey, everybody's just like, this is what it is. Is this the new trend? Is this what it's become? Is he, what is that somebody put, is he a nun? I don't know. Is this new nunnery, or is this, I don't know. I don't know. So I just want somebody to explain this to me, as to, is this what we are to expect at the Oscars and other awards ceremonies and formal events? Is this formal? Is this formal for a man or gay male or whatever? But now I'm expecting, how do you reverse this as a woman? So will we see this in reverse for a woman, to where a woman done took it and reversed it, and then she done put on like a dress up top and then slacks on the bottom? I don't know. Is it gonna be like a sleeveless, shoulder out top, and then go down to some pants on the bottom? Is that what's coming next? I don't know. I'm just asking. I can't. Skoha, you can't explain it neither. Okay, I don't know. But hey, like I said, I can't even crack jokes, because I don't know nothing about fashion. But this looked like some type of ballroom Cinderella at the ball, and that's what he said. It was like he got dressed and was like, bitch, we is going to the ball on tonight, and ain't nobody turning into a pumpkin. Let's go. Yes. Strange. Give it up for Strange. Strange. Yes. Go ahead, Strange. Yes, Strange. That's all I can say. I was just wow. I'm just, yeah. Okay. Well, enough of that. I just had to get that out there. I'm at a loss. I don't know where. I'm all for, hey, you love who you love. If you want to be with who you're going to be with. If you can't be with the one you love the one you with. Whatever you want to do. But I think the lines are beginning to get beyond blurred. It's just all gray. That's what this is. No, even though he got on black and white, the message is just gray now. You can be a man or a woman. You can be a dress, a girl or a boy. It just don't matter. Okay. So now that that's there, let's get back to some type of reality that I can identify and speak on, and we can talk about at least something that makes some kind of sense is the law. Okay, we talk about the law and what's happening with the man Kales. Uh, yeah, he's trying to get out of bondage. He's in chains right now, and hopefully this man can get home and get out of this cell at the county. So let's go ahead and let's see what this lawyer got to say. I want to just go over what he's talking about and where he's coming from. And we're going to start out with this FBI thing. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for... You know what? I'm tired of reading this shit. I read this shit every goddamn show. I'm not doing it no more. I'm just tired. Fair use, goddammit. Let's keep it moving. And let's hear what he got to say. Let's get right on in to what he talking about.
What a lovely way to spend a Saturday afternoon, right? So we're very happy with the bond that the judge set. I think it's fair and reasonable given the allegations. We hope that Mr. Kelly's able to get the money together and post bond sometime today or over the weekend, and he'll be released. We're going to see the chief judge on Monday. For those of you who are from out of town, the way cases work here is you go to bond court, then the case is assigned to the chief judge, which is actually the room just over there, and he then assigns the case to a trial court room upstairs in this building in our courthouse, which was actually built for Al Capone when he was charged years ago. In any event, so we'll get our judge.
What the fuck does that... Just don't give me useless information, man. We talking about Al Capone. You supposed to be here talking about R. Kelly and what's going on, and you just finding the need to just say what this shit was built for Al Capone. Miss me with that shit. Get the chaos, goddammit. This man is in jail, rotting, being you sitting here talking about the nuances of Cook County. We don't give a damn about what was built for Al Capone. We'll watch the movie.
Judge on Monday. After we get assigned to a judge, we'll get what they call discovery, copies of police reports, video if it exists, lab reports, and so forth. Might happen Monday. Sometimes it takes a little while to get that stuff. Sometimes it takes a long time to get that information. And then we'll be in a better position to evaluate the evidence. Right now he's presumed innocent. We haven't seen any reason to believe that these allegations are credible. I heard about them. I heard about sort of the narrative of them for the first time today, the same time all of you did. And I can tell you that in listening to it, there certainly are problems with the cases. One lady coming forward a decade plus later claiming she had non-consensual sex, no outcry, nothing like that, and the things we look for in these cases. But we'll wait and see what the evidence is.
Alright, so there we go. We got one person who's already came out decades ago who said she had non-consensual sex with R. Kelly. Now, if this is the case, I would hope that there's some type of police report that has been filed or something. And let me just say this. Because what I don't like about the fact that people are able to do this or that women are able to do this is that you mean to tell me that you can be sexually assaulted or raped or whatever the case or have non-consensual sex with not just a celebrity but just a man, period. If you have ever felt that you was raped, the first thing you should do, and we talking, I'm not saying as soon as the incident has occurred, but at least within the first 24 to 48 hours, you need to call the police, make a police report, get a rape kit done or something. There should not be an instance where you are doing, you have had something this tragic happen to you. Something this devastating happen to you and you not want to get the authorities involved. In spite of the emotional trauma, in spite of the physical pain, in spite of the fact that you have to mentally process this, you need to call the police. That's just like saying your house catch on fire, and because of the flames that are engulfing all of your worldly possessions and all of your valuable possessions, it was just so overwhelming to you that you couldn't call the fire department. It just don't make sense. And now you're upset that you've lost everything. No. If you get sexually assaulted, call the police. Make a police report. Get your rape kit done, because ultimately, in what I'm seeing here, is there's a pattern of women wanting justice. If that's what you want. If you want justice, then you need to call the police. If you want justice, you need to make a police report. Because when you try to do it 10 years later, 10 months later, 10 weeks later, you are jeopardizing your own justice. You are jeopardizing the potential of you getting justice. And now what you're doing is you are creating windows of, or opportunities of doubt. You're creating opportunities of people not believing you, people not trusting you, people questioning your integrity, all of those things. You're jeopardizing it. So if you don't want to be, if you feel that there's a situation where you've been wrong, call the police, make a police report, get a rape kit done, because that's the best way for you to get justice. So I think that's the best way to say it, because if you want justice, get the report. Other than that, I'm going to think that you just want some money. 10 years later, you're trying to get paid. That's it. And that's all. You want to get paid. It's a money grab. You're trying to secure a bag. That's all I'm saying. Because 10 years ago or 9 years ago, you wasn't willing to come forward. But you are now. 8 years ago, you wasn't willing to come forward. So what's the difference between 8 years ago and now? Well, other people have come forward. Okay, what does that have to do with you? You shouldn't need other people to corroborate your story if what you're doing and what's happened to you honestly happened to you. If it's the truth, you don't need to have somebody else corroborate it. You need to at least make the report. You need to at least contact the authorities to say, this happened to me. And if they do a half-ass job on the case, and if they drop your case, and if they don't pursue your case, then fine. When other people come forward, you can say, hey, I found my charges back in 1998. And the police didn't do shit. So it'll be shame on them. But you need to call and file that report instantly when it happens, because you want justice. Other than that, I'm going to think you're trying to secure a bag, which is what's happening right now.
We'll evaluate the evidence. We're putting together a team of attorneys to defend him. One of them is camera shy, Steve Fine. He's in the back over there. And we'll start fighting the charges.
Steve, do you have any reason to believe that he doesn't or will not be able to
When I first met Mr. Kelly, it was because there have been problems. This is someone who should be wealthy at this stage of his career. And through mismanagement, through people hangers on and bad contracts and bad deals and bad leases like he had in his studio, he really doesn't have any money at this point.
There you go. What was I just talking about in the last show? Hangers-ons, vultures, parasites, all of that kind of stuff. When you're talking about those people that have just been along for the ride, they just trying to get what they can from the man at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's just part of the game. You got people that are there just to get what they can get. That's it, and that's all. And now you're talking about this dude, he got a bad lease where he in the studio where he's practically living out of. That's where he spends the majority of his time, in the studio with his sex slaves, his hoes, whatever you want to call it. It's like even his lease is shitty. Like I said before, it is a known fact that Kales ain't the smartest dude. Kales ain't, he's not a thug gangster type of dude. He's not that dude. Never has been, never claimed to be. But he's just not really smart when it comes to the business aspect of things. He's just not. He just hasn't been. And because of that, things like this have happened to where he's literally being taken advantage of financially. And that's not anybody else's fault but his own. Because even if you're in a situation where you don't know business, then you need to get somebody who does, and then you need to get somebody who to watch that motherfucker. You know how they always say, first and foremost, if you're going to do anything as far as being able to be a celebrity, if you're going to be in a situation where you got a lot of money, first of all, you better learn how to count your money. Second of all, you get somebody else to count your money, and then you get somebody to watch that person that's counting the money that you counting yourself. So you should always be counting the money at least 3 times. You need to count it. You need to have an accountant count it. And you need to have somebody watching the accountant count the money. Hashtag Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens. Terrell or Terrell, whichever one it is. You need to, that's what happened to him. He didn't have nobody watching his accountant who's supposed to be counting the money. The person who's supposed to be counting the money, he didn't have nobody watching that person count the money. When you ain't got nobody counting that money, you need to have at least 3 people counting the money. Plain and simple. That's just the rule of good business. Protecting your fortune, your finances. Always have at least 3 people counting the money. Okay?
I think he owns the rights.
Yep, then she owns too.
I could fly. Yes, I think he'll be able to come up with the money for bond. It's Saturday, it's a little bit difficult. You've got to get a bank, you've got to get $100,000. But hopefully he gets out today. Some people are working on that now. We don't have, for the out-of-town media, you're one of, for the out-of-town media, we don't have bail bondsmen in Illinois. In Illinois, they got rid of bail bondsmen back in the 60s. Everyone can guess why they did that.
Yep.
So here, a bond is set, so the judge set bond at $1 million, and he knows when he sets that Mr. Kelly has to post 10% of that amount. So essentially, it's a $100,000 bond, which is exceedingly reasonable given these allegations.
So you're saying, despite R. Kelly's fame, he doesn't have $100,000 sitting around in the bank?
He's trying to get it together. He doesn't have it sitting in the bank, sitting in a shoebox, sitting anywhere. No.
Mr. Greenberg, I reported Thursday for New York. There is a sitting grand jury.
Now let me just say this. You talking about somebody who has been in the music business for well over 30 years. 30 years of not just making his own hits, but writing hits for other artists who were already big artists, i.e. Michael Jackson, i.e. Didn't he do Mariah Carey too? I think, I want to say he did a hit for her. But he's been making all of these hit songs for years. Not Mariah Carey, I'm sorry, even bigger than her, Celine Dion. Celine Dion, you writing for Celine Dion, and you writing for Michael Jackson, 2 of the largest artists ever. And with all of that being said, not to mention your hit albums, 12 Play, the what is that, Born into the 90s, TP2, and Chocolate Factory. 4 big albums. We're not talking about the double album that was, all the other albums have sold. Them 4 albums right there were big albums with top hitting, chart topping songs on them. Alright? And you had all of that. And after all of the shows that you've done across the world, not just in Chicago, not just in Atlanta, down in Miami, we talk Whitney Houston, yep. All across the world, you have all these shows. You got these cars, you got the clothes, you got the jewelry, the ice, you got all of this stuff. And you don't have $100,000 liquid cash nowhere. That's bad. That just goes to show you the lack of mismanagement of funds. Now, maybe if he go to a couple of safes somewhere, he got to dig it up. But $100,000, bro, you should be able to write a check for that. You should be able to write a check for $100,000. Easy. You should be able to slide a black card, or you should be able to go hit a shoebox. What he talking about, that money should just be it should be, do not take my pocket money, Akeem. That should just be walking around money with what you got and what you have done as an artist, as a producer, as a songwriter. You should have 100 grand. Easy. Easy. There is no excuse for that. That just goes to show you, like I said, the fact of how much he has been taken advantage of to his own dismay, to his own doing, and he has been just literally siphoned off of for all these years. All of the people that you have made millionaires, that you have made 100,000aires off of working for you, working with you, and all of that, to say you don't have $100,000 liquid, that's terrible. That's terrible. That means you gotta go pawn some jewelry. You gotta sell your jewelry. You gotta sell your ice. You gotta sell a car. That's just ridiculous. He should be making that in a show a night. Cash money. And you don't have it. Yes, you're right, DTO. I Believe I Can Fly alone should have had him set for life. Not for life, for life. He should have been set off of that, where I ain't got to sing, tap dance, or soft shoe another time with that alone. He should have been good off of I Believe I Can Fly. It should have been, that's it. Should have been, that's it. I'm good. I ain't got to work no more. I can just live the rest of my days coked out, cracked out, whatever the case may be. And I ain't got to sell another song. Another. I ain't got to get on another stage. Y'all can just have me from occasion to time, come and sing the national anthem somewhere. Get paid 40, 50 grand for that. Other than that, I'm good. But no. He don't even have it. Terrible, man.
In the Southern District is issuing subpoenas. 25-member Homeland Security.
So essentially, it's a $100,000 bond, which is exceedingly reasonable given these allegations.
So you're saying, despite our telling Spain, he doesn't have $100,000 sitting around in the bank somewhere?
He's trying to get it together. He doesn't have it sitting in the bank, sitting in a shoebox, sitting anywhere. No.
Mr. Greenberg, I reported Thursday for the New Yorker. There is a sitting grand jury in the Southern District that is issuing subpoenas. 25-member Homeland Security.
Are you the former record guy?
I'm the one you ignore. My name is Tim Guys.
Okay.
There's a 25-member squad.
Now here's where it gets racy. So you can hear this dude that's talking on the side, and he gonna try to like put him on blast, and he gonna really go off. This shit's gonna get heated. Check it out.
Sitting in a shoebox, sitting anywhere. No.
Mr. Greenberg.
Mr. Greenberg.
Thursday for the New Yorker. There is a sitting grand jury in the Southern District that is issuing subpoenas. 25-member Homeland Security.
Are you the former record guy?
I'm the one you ignore. My name is Tim Guys.
Okay.
There's a
Now you see how he trying to put him on blast? Or I'd be like, hold on, man. Don't be talking to me like that, pimp. But he ain't say that. Mr. Greenberg is trying to be professional. But I'd have checked it as like, wait, hold on, pimp. This here is my motherfucking press conference. This ain't yours. This ain't about you, player. Now, you need to watch your tone and put your hands on, keep your hands on your head. That's how he should have checked him. But the fact that he didn't, my man gonna go too far and he gonna overstep his bounds. Watch it.
The 25-member squad in Homeland Security investigating violations of the Mann Act and sex trafficking. And I hear Paul Howard is about to have a press conference soon about indictments in Atlanta. All of these people talking to all these investigators, they're all liars. I just want to make sure I got that right, because that's what you've been saying.
I'm not aware of any federal grand juries that are looking into Mr. Kelly. Federal grand jury investigations are supposed to be secret.
So is this
well,
Now, here's where the shots get fired. Shots are fired right now, and then you gonna see where this go.
It was supposed to be secret. I'm not aware of any federal grand juries that are looking into Mr. Kelly. Federal grand jury investigations are supposed to be secret.
So was this?
So, well, it was supposed to be secret. So you've got better sources than I have. I'm not aware of anything in Atlanta. If they make allegations, we'll address the allegations. You know, he's presumed innocent. He's entitled to that presumption, not to be tried in the media, to have his day in court.
So you don't know anything about any other investigations?
I'm unaware of any other investigations. I haven't been contacted by any prosecutors from any jurisdiction anywhere. I haven't been contacted by any attorneys saying that they're representing a witness who's received a grand jury subpoena, anything like that.
You see how he played it ice cold like a lawyer? That's what you're supposed to do. See, I ain't no lawyer, so I'd have been offended, and I'd have got into my motherfucking bag and been like, hey man, look, I don't like your attitude or your tone. The way you talking to me like you motherfucking got to know some shit I don't know. So if you know some shit, what you got to say? I done went there with it. But he was like, hey man, I don't know anything of any such allegations. No one has contacted me. I have not heard from any attorneys. I have not heard of any other witnesses coming forward. No grand jury indictments have been made aware of by me or to anyone in my office. I don't know anything. Great strategy. I got to give it to you. That's how you play it. Like Iceman, you fly ice cold, stay under the radar, because he didn't let that dude ruffle his feathers, because my man was trying to ruffle his feathers, but he didn't. So that's exactly what he did. Kudos to you, Mr. Greenberg, for staying the course and flying stealth. I like it.
Tell me your name later.
Steve, he's part of your strategy that this is double jeopardy.
Well, certainly we know
She asked him about the double jeopardy.
Apparently involves the same alleged victim as the earlier case. I wasn't involved in the earlier case. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to have to make a determination. Is it the same incident? Is it a different incident? It's not just a question of is it the same tape or is it a different tape. It's a little bit deeper than that. We'll look at the evidence, we'll evaluate it, and we'll make that determination. I have not seen that tape. I only know what you guys know about it.
Are you here to argue that it was not consensual or that it just didn't happen?
I'm not sure exactly what our defenses are going to be. Each case is different. There's 4 different factual scenarios. We're going to
Well, you
look
said they were all liars yesterday, so that would indicate that it happened.
Now, see, now he getting personal. Because he like each individual, like a lawyer should. Hey, we're going to take each individual case as they come. We're going to get all the evidence. And the dude in the back on the side is like, no, see, now yesterday you called them all liars. Them bitches might be liars. Shit, I can say that if I want to. They just might be liars. If they lie, then they liars. That's what it is. We don't know. So until I know, I'm going to believe my client, and I'm going to assume that my client is innocent. Just like you should be, sir. But when you're taking this word for whoever come forward and just immediately saying they're right and this person's guilty, that's how you get to where he's at, to where he don't even want to give R. Kelly the right to be innocent until proven guilty. He just saying this motherfucker's guilty because these women then came forward and said he did it to them. And this is what happens.
Well, factual scenarios. We're going to
Well, you
look
said they were all liars yesterday, so that would indicate that it happened.
Well, sure.
Right.
So you want to repeat your question? So
Yesterday you called the accusers liars, so that would indicate that the event did not happen.
no, that wouldn't necessarily indicate events didn't happen.
Ooh, now that's right there. I like that. I like that because the old boy tried to box him in the corner. He tried to put him in that little corner and say, see, yesterday you said, sir, that they were liars, so that means that this didn't happen. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is not what he's saying. And I like the way he came right back and said, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying that, hey, them bitches could be lying. And if they're lying, they ain't telling the truth. That's what a lie is. Just because you lie, that don't mean that you saying it didn't exist. Fact of the matter is, you ain't telling the truth. The truth. You did not tell the truth. Like Will Smith in that terrible role he played in Concussion. I'm so ashamed of you, Will Smith. You better than that, man. That was a bad performance. Probably your worst performance of all time. You shouldn't have never played that African doctor, a Nigerian doctor, wherever he was, you shouldn't have never played it. It was terrible. Your accent was worse than mine. And I ain't no actor. Tell the truth. Oh my God. But I like the way he came back. Good comeback.
That would indicate that they weren't criminals. So, for instance, we heard today about some eventual scenarios. We're going to
Well,
look
you
at.
said they were all Irish yesterday, so that would indicate it.
Well, sure. So you want
Can you
to
look this way?
Yesterday you called the accusers liars, so that would indicate that the events did not happen.
No, that wouldn't necessarily indicate events didn't happen. That would indicate that they weren't criminals. So, for instance, we heard today about some lady who says that he went there for a haircut and forced her to give him oral sex. That may have been a consensual encounter. I don't know. I haven't seen the evidence. That's why we don't. That's why. That's why.
14, it can't be consensual.
Well, that's why I haven't seen any evidence of any 14-year-old victim. There's an allegation of a 14-year-old victim. I haven't seen any evidence of it. So that's why we have a process. That's why we have a charge, and we.
Now this is where he actually fires back. Cause this goddamn dude should know better. And he should know how this shit go. But my man is about to fire back on him and walk his ass down this process and tell him what time it is. And I was glad he did that. He actually showed that he had at least some testicular fortitude to deal with this asshole who's on the sideline literally heckling like he's at a comedy show. He's heckling the man. So, yeah, I like the way that he checked this motherfucker. Because he definitely going to get to him.
That's why.
14, it can't be consensual.
Well, that's why I haven't seen any evidence of any 14-year-old victim. There's an allegation of a 14-year-old victim. I haven't seen any evidence of it. So that's why we have a process. That's why we have a charge, and we have a prosecutor, we have a defense attorney, we have a judge, and we have a jury, and we look at the evidence, and we figure out what we're going to do. And that's what we do.
Motherfucker.
He has to be at every court date. Yeah, he has to be at every single court date. Yes.
Now that's something new right there. Where he got to come to every single court date. I didn't know. I thought that some people, especially when they were celebrities or something, if you can just hire your lawyer, like just show up on your behalf and do what you need to do. But they making this dude get his ass up every morning because you got to be up at the courthouse early to get your ass there, and then you got to go in and sit up in there and stand with your honor, stand up and all that type of shit. They making them come to every court, I guess. But I want to say he did the same thing on the other trial that he had back in 2008. Because it was one of the girls who was saying that she was actually cutting school to go to his trial dates. She was going to all his court dates when everything was going on, and she was making eyes at him and trying to get at him and slipped her number and all that shit. And then she started fucking him too. So that ain't no predator preying on no young girl who's actually going to this man's court dates. What's she going for? Because she like his celebrity, she a fan, and she wanted to fuck him. That's what it was. And this girl was skipping high school to go to court for her man. Is what it is.
Yes. Yeah, Monday's a very important day because who your judge is one of the most important things that happens in the case.
Now, I definitely will say that. That's going to be real important to see who his judge is he get on tomorrow. Because that's going to definitely determine how this thing is going to go and what's going to happen. Now, I'm telling you right now, if he get some hard-nosed ass judge that has a history of butt fucking everybody, then you gonna know 1,000% that this is a witch hunt. And that this is all political, and they gonna have the judge who gonna get his props, the prosecuting attorney gonna get his props, the investigators gonna get his props. Everybody's gonna come up off of this, especially if they give him pretty much the worst judge he could possibly get. So we gonna see, because that's gonna be quite interesting. As Drake gonna say, then we gonna see.
Friend of mine. I mean, these are far broader charges than you face for the 2002 arrest. You have 4 alleged victims here. You heard some of the detailed report. They're pretty damning stuff. The docuseries is out there, and he's been dogged by this kind of stuff for in his 20 years. What's his view of it?
Well, I mean,
He's going to face some felonies here.
he's upset. It's obviously more difficult because there's 4 separate cases, and last time there was only 1 case, but each case is different, and we'll address them as they come along. But he's devastated. Here's someone who at one point was a huge star, and now he's sitting behind bars. Even if it's just for a day, he's got these accusations. He's not going to be able to tour, and people, unfortunately. There's this whole hashtag movement. Just because someone says something now and it's 2019, it doesn't make them credible. And just because they said something now and they haven't said something in a long time, it doesn't necessarily make them incredible.
Now he made a great fucking point right there. Huge point. Just because you coming forth now, it don't make you credible. If anything, and that's why I said what I said earlier about if something happens to you, the first thing you need to do, no matter how distraught you may be, is call the police. Make a police report. Document it. The best time to document it is right when it happens so that you can have the best recollection of it. That's why you want to do it then. Don't wait or talk about, I didn't know, I didn't think nobody would believe me, but 10 years later I'm hoping y'all do, because you don't know. Because sometimes you do have victims. Honestly. And sometimes you do have old hoes who don't have no more resources, and now they'll try anything like coming forth on a case that they really don't have the leg to stand on, but just want to be able to get in the court to get somebody settled because the money done ran out that they was actually getting paid from the non-disclosure agreement that they signed, and then the fact that they was getting a stipend every month. But then when the stipend actually dried up, because the agreement was that you're only going to get this stipend for this many years, and you sign this non-disclosure agreement, and then once that's gone, I'm just saying, because that's pretty much what happens. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, this happens.
We have to look at the evidence. We have to look at what happened. I know on one of the cases, there are a number of interviews where the young lady says, I lied about how old I was. I lied to him about how old I was. And then recently said, oh no, I lied about lying about how old he was.
Now, that's my fucking point. Again, when you make a police report, you ain't got to worry about your word and his. You ain't got to worry about, because it's going to be documented right there. But now, she going with I did tell him I was, now I did tell him I wasn't, now I'm saying I was. And then that's where you come into, who do you really believe? Because for me, I'm going to be more inclined to believe that a bitch who's 14 will lie and say she's 17. I'm inclined to believe to say that a bitch who's 17 will say she's 18 because she wants to ride Kelly's dick. Why wouldn't she? It's to her advantage to be older than what she is because she can get what she wants, which is his attention and his dick. That's it. His money, the shopping trips, the front row, the VIP, popping the Chris, popping the Mo, Rose, all of that shit. It does make sense. So don't make it seem like she's just this victim who was this young girl who didn't know no better and was just an innocent, weak lamb on the side of the road and this goddamn wolf came and scooped her up. No. That hoe was lying. These hoes will lie. These girls will lie. Even when they are 15 and 16. Some of the most manipulative motherfuckers on this planet are children. That's a fact. Kids know at a young age how to play one parent against the other. Kids know at a young age how to cry to this one or to rub up and snuggle and kiss this one to get what they want. Kids understand that's one of the first things they begin to understand is how to manipulate their parents. So what's the difference? Tell a white lie here, tell a little lie there. It is what it is. 14-year-olds are not developed. You're right. But what the fuck is a 14-year-old doing with a grown-ass man? How does that happen, Willie? How does that happen? Nobody's asking that question. You putting that responsibility on another sick individual. How about the parents? How does a 14-year-old kid wind up with a grown man? You answer that for me, we can talk some more. At the end of the day, that is the problem. That's where the accountability begins. This ain't no 14-year-old homeless girl. These girls ain't no, these girls ain't 14 wandering the streets of Chicago, and up comes the Kelly rape van and opens the door and say, hey little girl, you need a ride? I sure do, because I am lost. I'm trying to get to my grandmother's house so that I can take her medicine, and I don't know my way. I laid down some breadcrumbs, and it seems as though the birds came and ate all the breadcrumbs, and now I can't get home. Can you help me, Mr. Kelly? No, it ain't like that. Kels ain't that kind of motherfucker. He just not. These parents knew where their kids were. These parents were dropping their kids off. Fuck, I'm gonna go drop my 14-year-old girl off at the studio in hopes of her getting some big record song, some big recording contract. Fuck out of here. No way. No way. That shit is insane, and it's irresponsible. You are setting your kid up. You might as well put your kid in the motherfucking exhibit where Harambe was. You might as well drop your kid in a goddamn tiger cage and then get mad that the tiger does what the tiger does. R. Kelly is a sick fucking individual. He is mentally disturbed. And the fact that motherfuckers don't want to acknowledge that, you on bullshit. Plain and simple.
No, she showed him the ID, the fake ID that showed him the real ID. Don't misquote a victim, Mr. Greenberg. Don't misquote a victim. That's not what she said. Well, she initially lied to him, then she showed him a state ID. She was here today. Did you see her in tears while the charges were read? So
how the fuck you in tears 10 years later? I know how. You're an actress. Tears play. People love tears. People sympathize with tears. That's what happens. So don't make it seem like just because you cry, you credible. Just because you cry, don't mean you credible. Tears don't mean truth. That's bullshit. If I show tears, then I'm telling the truth. However, if I don't show no tears, then I'm lying. No, that's bullshit.
So, you have a book coming out, and
Yeah,
I hope you sell lots of books.
I don't give a fuck about self.
Now see, here's where what most people will call, or what most people will call the truth, and it's being overbearing when you don't want to handle it. So what do you do to compensate for somebody telling the fucking truth? You start yelling and screaming in your car, name calling, you start cussing, you start talking shit, as opposed to just having a conversation and acknowledging the facts. And that's just what he said. This person's writing a book. This person's trying to have financial gain from what has happened. Plain and simple. That's all. That's it. That's all. This guy's trying to be Tommy Sotomayor. Hey man, I'm Soto Nation born and raised. Get with it. Matter of fact, click the like while you're in here.
I've talked to that woman, and I've talked to 47
What else is your question?
I'm not Mr. Abnabi, and I'm not you.
Okay, so let's try and keep it professional, and
You
don't
just
swear at me.
tried in court a liar. You just
How do you justify that?
You don't misquote.
How do you justify because that person cried that they can't lie? That makes no sense whatsoever. But that's what the fact that people think that it's okay to just say some asinine shit like that is one thing. But then when you get challenged on it and now you get upset because somebody's saying, well, just because you cried don't mean that you telling the truth. Oh, God damn it, fuck that. I talked to the person. It don't matter, dude. The fact that she cried, I get it. But you're talking about somebody coming forward 10 years later with a fucking book. I would say that that's more than enough substantial evidence to think that that person is possibly suspect. Because how many times has a woman come forth and lied and it been some bullshit? How many times has a woman come forth and said, oh, well, he really didn't rape me. I just lied because I didn't want to be outcast. I didn't want to be talked about. How many times has a dude come forth and lied and said that they was going to Subway and they got beat up and they got a rope put around their neck? How many times does that shit happen? It happens. How many times does somebody lie and say they got jumped and they got told that this is MAGA country and they got beat up because they were a faggot when all along they was a faggot that was black that was fucking them that beat them up because they had a scheme and a plan to do it? Jussie cried. Is he a victim? Hell no. He's a goddamn mastermind. He's a diabolical human being.
A victim, Mr. Greenberg. Don't misquote a victim.
Don't misquote a victim, Mr. Greenberg.
She blocked him, then she showed him a state ID.
How do you know that you weren't there, asshole? You don't know if she showed him a state ID? How does that work?
She's here today. Did you see her in tears while the charges were read?
So you have a book coming out, and
Yeah, it's
I
got facts in it.
I hope you sell
Got
lots
facts.
of books.
I don't give a fuck about selling a single book. I've talked to that woman, and I've talked to 47
What else is your
others.
question?
I'm not Mr. Avenatti, and I'm not you.
So he's the one with the book. So he's going around talking to all of these women that have claimed that they're victims of R. Kelly. He's writing a book. That's what it sounded like to me. So if he's writing a book, wouldn't it make even more sense for him to be out here talking the way he's talking to get more notoriety, to literally publicize and to get publicity and to actually sell his book? It is what it is. It's like, come on, man. Claude, you made your fucking statement and your point. It's time to move the fuck on, man. You really ain't got shit else to do at 1 o'clock in the morning but to troll little old me? Hey, man, I'm just here talking about some shit that's actually entertaining. Why do you feel the need to bring your ass in here and say I'm Tommy Sotomayor's long lost son? Everybody give a soft clap for Claude. Yes, Claude, you came in and made two powerful statements. Yes, indeed. There you go, Claude. Now you've gotten the troll award of the day. Thank you. Now you need to go ahead and turn off your computer because I know you're in your mama's house and you don't want to wake her up because you know that she got to get up in the morning so she can go take care of your grown ass. I know you're probably sitting up, drinking Monster, jagging off, and watching this on some bullshit old ass IBM computer. So, Claude, with that, keep it moving, sir. Okay? Alright. You know where Tommy at? He on his channel. Because obviously you must be watching him if you over here watching me. So, keep it moving. You know exactly where he at. How about that? Where's your daddy? You probably don't even get there now, do you? I bet you don't. Yeah. Alright, Claude. There we go. And now, whichever mod is available, can you please just erase his comments? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, so let's try and keep it professional.
Yes, Claude, let's try to keep it professional.
Well, just because they cried doesn't make them truthful.
Exactly.
So we're gonna look at the evidence, okay? We'll look at the evidence, and we'll look at the evidence. Let's keep it. Let's watch.
Now you see how he didn't even respond to that? It's like, dude, I hear you, but let's be professional. Because just because she cried does not mean that she's truthful. It just doesn't. And he's 1,000% correct on that.
Let's watch the swearing, okay?
I'm sorry,
You're upsetting this behavior as being legal or not criminal. You also
And mind you, this is the guy who's trying to sell his book, who's talking all this shit. Mind you, this is the guy who's saying, oh, well, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you can't tell for victim. He's a victim. You can't tell her. She showed her ID. You doing all this, dude. You wasn't even there, first of all. She's not even there right now to even vouch for it and say what it is that she wants to say. So if she had a problem with it, she's not even there for you. So it's like, dude, why you tripping? Get your ass out of here.
they were who cried in court a liar. You
Well, just because they cried doesn't make them truthful. So we're going to look at the evidence, okay? We'll look at the evidence, and we'll look at the evidence. Let's keep it. Let's watch the swearing, okay?
I'm sorry, you're upsetting this behavior.
I'm sorry.
as being
You're upset,
legal
dude.
or not criminal. Would you also defend his character? What do you have to say about our son's character?
Well, if these allegations are proven to not be true, and these were consensual encounters, certainly the encounters on some of their charges, then we shouldn't be second guessing someone's sex life. I mean, frankly, there's been a lot of talk about how he has these hostages in his house. They were here in court today. These two young ladies. They were with him yesterday. Walked.
Now, that's my point, and this is a huge point that he made right here. I don't know how this has happened or where people have gotten this shit twisted, but when did your sexual preference, which is perfectly legal, when did that become a problem in today's world? When did it become illegal for you to be into having a sex slave? I don't know. Because at the end of the day, what he's doing with these women, what he's doing with them, if they want to be his sex slave and totally submit to him, live in this room, if they want to just stay and do what he tells them to do, call him daddy, piss and shit in a bucket, that is not illegal. And they're doing it on their own free will. I keep telling y'all, R. Kelly is not a gangster ass dude. He is not a tough nigga. He is not a roughneck. He is not a badass. He is not a I slap a bitch type of nigga. I slap a nigga type of nigga. He's not that guy. He is not a dude that's in a room that when he walk into a room, everybody gets scared or get quiet or everybody watch. He's not that dude. Never has been. Anybody from the city of Chi know that. Anybody who's been around him knows that. He is not a gangster ass dude at all. He is not that guy. So these women that are with him, they are literally with him because they want to be with him. They want to be with him. They want to be around him. They are actually there to do just that. I like him. I want to be around him. I like having a good time with him. I like the way he talked to me and make me want to be a slave. I like all of that. That's what he does. So these people ain't being held up against their will. They're not being threatened. They're not being put into a situation where, oh, he put me up on the wall and punched me in the stomach, broke 3 of my ribs, and then told me to get up and lay and knock me back down. Never been that dude. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And the fact that he is not even acknowledging that, y'all trying to make it seem like because this dude likes to dominate his women, there are lots of women who like to be dominated. That's a fact. There are plenty of women that like for a man to tell them what to do, tell them where to go, tell them what to wear, tell them what to eat, tell them when to get ready, tell them when to go. There are plenty of women who like that. That's just a fact. And you can't say that because they like it, it's something wrong with them. And you can't say that the person who likes doing it, that is something wrong with him. It's not like that. So it's like, get off of that whole thing of trying to make what this dude's sexual preference is. Right. And that's a great point. Thank you, Harry. Because everybody and their mama been reading the fuck out of 50 Shades of Grey. Even black women, white women, Mexican women, everybody wants a billionaire to tell them what the fuck to do and how the fuck to do it. So it's cool when you're a billionaire, but if you are a millionaire that's supposed to be a millionaire, but really ain't a millionaire, you're more like a $10,000 heir or a few $1,000 heir, you ain't got that much money, but your image does, then there's something wrong with you. You crazy. That's against the law. That's illegal. No. Y'all love 50 Shades of Grey. Tell me you didn't. Women went out and bought the book. They watched the fucking movie. It's been what? 2 or 3 of them. There's 3 of them movies, 3 books, and they all sellers. And that movie's making fucking money. And shout out to my boy Eric James. Salute to you, brother. It's so good to see you back, man. But don't give me that shit about what his sexual preference is or the women that are with him that is something wrong with them. Because it's not, y'all. You can't say that. You cannot go and say that what this man does in the privacy of his bedroom with another woman, another consenting adult, whatever the case may be, the motherfuckers want to do it. So So you can't say that that's something wrong with that, and that's wrong that they a sex slave. It's people that do it. It's called a fetish. People like that, just like people who like to fuck feet. People who like to dress up like babies. People who like to get sat on by fat women. People who like to it's a fetish. Plain and simple. So why do you think that this person is the worst person ever because of a sexual fetish? And them two women that was there with him in court ain't got no problem, but y'all gonna sweat up and down there's something wrong with them. I think not. I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit. Well, that dude likes to do, just like women who like to have their hair pulled, like to have their ass smacked, it's the same thing. It's just your thing that you into. So don't make it seem like because another woman is into it and it ain't your bag, that it's something wrong with them. Women got that shit wrong. They got that shit terribly wrong. The fact that they like it and you think it ain't, that's your feelings. Get the fuck out your feelings and look at the facts. And the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of women that like to be dominated. Plain and simple.
In front of the media, the police have been by to see them. The police have interviewed them. They interviewed them in Atlanta. They interviewed them in Chicago. They didn't say they were hostages at all, but people keep saying these people are hostages. We're going to wait. We're going to see what the evidence is. He's entitled to a presumption of innocence. We'll evaluate all the evidence. I'm sure we'll have some conversations with the prosecutors, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. I can't tell you today what our defense is going to be, what we're going to do, what's going to happen on any case. It may be that 2 of the cases resolve themselves and 2 of the cases go to trial. It might be all 4 go to trial. It might be all 4 resolve themselves. There's too many moving parts to be able to say anything one way or the other.
Let me say this just so I can be clear. I'm not sticking up for R. Kelly. All I'm doing is being fair to R. Kelly. I'm being fair to everybody else that could be in his shoes. I'm being fair to everybody else that has been in his shoes. I'm being fair to the men that have been accused wrongly by a woman who's lied just for attention, just for money. I'm trying to be fair for those women who actually have been victims. I'm trying to be fair for those women that actually have been sexually assaulted. I'm being fair to those people. Because at the end of the day, the people that aren't being fair are these fucking people that are coming forward 20 years later. How would you like it if somebody came and accused you of raping them back when you was fucking 17? And you know you didn't do it. Because that's essentially what's happening right now. And it's happening on a celebrity scale. But eventually, all these niggas that's making 6 figures, all these niggas that's making high fives, y'all motherfuckers gonna be next. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to where you gonna be at your job and gonna get served papers at your job to come to court because some woman said that you raped her back when she was 17 and y'all went to prom together. And now your ass gonna be in court. And now what you gonna have to do? You gonna have to settle out of court, take a second mortgage out on your house, sell your house, move into a smaller house, take a loan, sell your car. You gonna be doing that shit next. So yeah, it's fun and games when you're watching this shit on the high end, and when you're looking up on high on the mountain, and you see the R. Kellys, and you see all of the other cats that's going through this shit, your Harvey Weinsteins and all that shit. It's fun then, but when that shit trickles on down to your ass, then what you gonna do? Just like when everybody looked at child support, talking about, goddamn, these motherfuckers paying $13,000, $14,000 in child support. At one point, that shit was up top. At one point, when women was getting half a nigga shit, when they was going, but when Johnny Carson got sued for half his shit and all that stuff, yeah, it was different then. But that shit trickled all the way down to here. And when it trickled all the way down, then what? Precedent always been set. Y'all wasn't saying nothing when it started happening 30 years ago. So it's like at the end of the day, that's exactly what the problem is. And it's like that's exactly where we need to be saying some shit like now. Because us not saying some shit now is the problem. It's all about being fair, man. Just be fucking fair. It's not about me going in for Kales. It's not for me sticking up for Kales. How about let's just do the right thing? How about let's just look at the facts? How about let's just look at the evidence? How about let's just say, hey, let's take what's being said here. Let's see what's happening here. And let's look to see, hey, if you did do something wrong, they absolutely pay your motherfucking fare. But if you didn't, how about the motherfucker who did do something wrong, who falsely accused your ass, how about that motherfucker pay too? Because you tell me how many times has somebody accused somebody of some shit and been falsely accused and don't shit happen to that person, i.e. Brian Banks, i.e. the girl from the Duke lacrosse team. That bitch got off and she wound up going to jail just because she just kept doing stupid shit. She was begging to be locked up. But how many times has that happened? That's my point. That's why I'm saying something now. So I'm not just going in and standing up for Kales. I'm just saying let's do the right thing. Because we all knew what it was. Wasn't nobody saying shit about Kales back in 2000, back in 98, back in 97. Wasn't nobody saying shit. Because it was cool, because everybody was looking the other way. Just like how everybody looks the other way in their own fucking neighborhood. Just like how everybody look away when it's their brother doing it. When it's their uncle doing it. Everybody look away then, so we don't care about the young girl that's getting fucked by the old dude on the block. We don't care about when your uncle is fucking that young girl. We don't care about when it's your daddy that's fucking that young girl or fucking your friends. We don't care about that. We only care when it's R. Kelly. Why? Because it's entertaining. It's exciting. Let's just be fair, man. As best as we possibly can.
Well, character is not in Illinois. You can't introduce character evidence except for truthfulness. So, for instance, to take an example of somebody's on trial for bank robbery, and if they have 3 prior bank robberies, you can't say, well, his character is he's a bank robber. You know, he's done it before. So you can't say that. So his character is really not an issue here. The jury's not going to hear about his character. They're going to hear about the facts of the case. They're going to hear the evidence, and they're going to evaluate it. He has to. He has to attend each and every court date. That's an absolute requirement.
See, Hamilton's not in jail. Did he sit in the general population? Were there any incidents?
No, I want to say, and I don't know if I've ever said this before, I want to compliment the Chicago Police Department for the way they treated him last night. They were very professional. The Sheriff's Office has been great. Obviously, they have concerns if something happens to him while he's in custody. It would be a problem for them. But they held him separately in a separate cell, and then they took him back after court today. Okay? One more question.
Are you aware of the operation that will be taken on videotapes to operate the prosecutors? She is the victim from the 2008 trial. That helps the prosecutor.
I would assume that who's ever on the tape, or whoever they think is on the tape, someone is saying it's them on the tape, or they wouldn't bring those charges. I think that's a fair assumption. I know from the earlier trial that the alleged young lady and her parents all testified under oath that it was not her on the tape. I heard what you heard, so I heard what I heard.
Do you expect our friends are to leave hot down for Monday's hearing?
I hope so.
How do you respond to the DNA evidence?
Well, the DNA evidence is on the 2009-2010 allegations. They didn't say that there was positive DNA. They're in the process of doing the testing. The only other DNA evidence was from the young lady who claimed that she performed oral sex on him. She was an adult at the time, and she said nothing, as far as I can tell, about that encounter until very recently, although it was some 15 or 20 years ago.
And that's my thing too. So it's like a couple of things that was said. If they got DNA and they're trying to prove DNA, what does the DNA actually prove? As opposed to it being something where they're saying, hey, when did this take place and how this took place? I guess it's just a lot of It's a lot of gray in this because you're talking about 4 to 6 different people. You don't know whose DNA here, whose DNA that. If this was somebody who was old, is this somebody saying she was forced? Because there was somebody that's saying it was forced, and I believe that person is not is an adult. I believe that person was an adult when this happened, and they're just saying that they was forced into sex by R. Kelly. So then it's like you don't know whose DNA are they talking about. Then you're talking about the tape. They're saying they got 2 different tapes. They're saying that in addition to the tape from back in 2004 or whatever, or 2008. So it's like it's so much shit that's going on and that's why he's saying and taking the position that he's taking and saying, well, wait till we get the evidence. Let me see what the fuck y'all talking about and just what y'all got before I can even go forward, because I don't know what y'all got. Y'all just doing literally a bunch of talking and a bunch of lip service. Y'all saying y'all got all this shit and that he about to go to jail for life. I hear you, but that's what they said back in 2008. The same thing gonna happen. Yep, he going to jail. He did all this. He did all that. We got the tape. Everybody said the same thing. So it's like when you're talking about saying that what the evidence is, and let me address that. No, I'm not saying forcing an adult is okay. Not saying that, but you don't know the full story. You don't know the facts. You don't know the evidence. We have no clue. All we're going on, and all that you're going on right now, infamous King Kong, is that you're going on what a woman has said. That's it. And you're saying he's guilty. How do you do that? That's just like, and that's why I said just what I said a few minutes earlier. I don't know if you was in here when I said that. What if a woman came and said that you raped her 7 years ago? How would you feel if that's what somebody just said? Yep, infamous King Kong raped me 7 years ago, and it's a girl you know that you fucked. One night stand, and that's what it was. How do you know that? You don't. We don't know if you're a rapist or not. So should we just take her word for it? No. Could you very well be that motherfucker? Yes. But let the evidence prove it. Let the facts come forward and be shown so that it is, hey, the right thing to do. As opposed to just somebody who just wants to get paid. Because if you tell me that somebody got raped 10 years ago and ain't no evidence supporting that, I'm going to think just that. There's no police report, there's no rape kit, there's no DNA, there's nothing. And that's what a lot of these women have. And somebody saying, I forced you to suck my dick, and you talking about somebody who has been out and about and has slept with thousands of women, literally, I find that hard to believe. Not saying that it's not possible, but if we just gonna go off of what people is saying, I'm gonna be leaning more towards that. Because of the precedent before would lean towards, nah, not so much. Now saying, did he fuck some underage girl? Absolutely, I'm going to say that. Because he has had a history about it. There have been thousands of people who said that. You go to his album release party and you see all these old hoes in there, but you see about 6 or 7 young ass girls up there in his camp. Not that he's rounding them up and forcing them to be there, but they're there nonetheless. And that's letting you know exactly what it is. That's letting you know exactly what he's doing. And my other point to that is, that's the same person that you saying did this shit is the same person that was being forced to fuck his sister at 8 years old. So you put it together.
Steve, if R. Kelly doesn't have $100,000 to find out, bail out of jail, how is he paying you? What arrangements are you guys making?
That's none of your business.
Oh, really? Like all now, maybe?
She was like, oh, really?
Steve, if R. Kelly doesn't have $100,000 to find out, bail out of jail, how is he paying you? What arrangements are you guys making?
Now, why would she ask some shit like that? I've never heard that before. I have never heard a reporter, and I guarantee you that that's a black woman. I bet $500 that is a black woman. I bet you it is. I don't understand how you would think to ask it. I've never seen an attorney doing a press conference and somebody ask about this person's finances and say, well, how are you getting paid? Why would that even matter? And I'm glad he checked her ass, because he's definitely being as professional as he possibly can without going off. Me, I'd have went off and been like, see, why you gotta be that bitch? Why you gotta ask that question? That's none of your fucking business how he's paying me, how I'm getting paid. If I'm doing this shit pro bono, it shouldn't fucking matter to you. Because if you really gave a fuck about this shit, if you were really being a fucking professional about this, if you were really being a true journalist, it wouldn't matter. All you would be concerned about is the facts. But you're not. You want to stir the shit up. You want to keep the drama going. You want to be on bullshit. And that's exactly why he said what he said. That's none of your business. He should have put a bitch on the end of it. But she would have got her feelings hurt and she would have wanted him to be fired for that. Oh, but the fact that you asking an out-of-pocket ass question, that don't matter though. We got to get past that shit, people. We have to expect more of each other as professionals, as human beings on a just basic level, man. Have some respect to at least say, you know what, this man's life is on the line. I don't need to be that petty about how he's getting paid. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
That's none of your business.
Really? You know she does.
Did he force them to have sex? Yes. He did not force anyone to have sex. He doesn't have. He's a rock star. He doesn't have to have non-consensual.
And that's true. He didn't. He not. I'm telling y'all right now, man. It's like at the end of the day, yes, he's a celebrity. Yes, he's mentally disturbed. Yes, he got some fucked up shit going on up top. This dude being your classic, put on a mask, get my knife out with my rope, tie a bitch up and force her to have sex. He's not that dude. And any bitch that lies and says he is just that, a lying bitch. He is not that dude. These hoes they are out here, just to get in his circle. These bitches is throwing themselves at him. They are. It's R. Kelly, y'all. Come on, man. You have to acknowledge this dude's celebrity. Just like any other motherfucking celebrity. Yes, there are some motherfucking perverts that rape women that get on that power trip because that's what rape is about. Rape is a power trip thing. It's not so, and rapists have even said that. It's not so much about the sex, it's more about the motherfucking act of forcing a motherfucker to do what the fuck I want him to do, me having power over that motherfucker. That's the mentality of most rapists. When you talking about this type of shit, some sex slave shit, it's about having power over a person, but it's about that person submitting to your power. I want you to give it to me. I don't want to take it. I want you to give me power over you. That's the shit he's doing. That's the fetish shit that he's on. That's why if you hear the consistent stories about these women, they all saying one thing. They all throwing this one thing out. Yeah, before I get off the phone with him, he told me to call him daddy from now on. So I want you to call me daddy because I want to have a position of authority over you like your father does. That's why I was singing Hotel the way I was singing. Girl, you want to come to my hotel, even though you know you're only 14. But I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl. Plus, I like the fact that you're only 14. So if you want to come to my hotel, you are going to have to call me daddy. And we'll be at the after party. And you'll be locked up in the room with no key. That's what he's on. He wants you to want to be controlled by him. That's what it is. That's what the kink is. That's the fetish. That's the whole one of the main components of that. It's not about him just saying, oh, I'm going to take this shit and I'm going to do this shit to you. And you ain't going to do shit, bitch, because I'm more powerful than you. No, I want you to give it to me. Give me that power over you. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's doing.
He's a music. And it's an accusation. So we're going to look at the evidence and we're going to see where it takes us. Okay? Everyone have a nice day. Thank you.
Boom. And there it is. So it's like, it's just the thing of saying, hey, I think that his lawyer is taking the right approach to say, yeah, I know my client. I know what my client is done or what he's told me and all that shit. But now I'm at the point to where I want to see what it is that y'all really got. Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got, Mr. Lawyer. Show me what you got. Now wave. Let's see what it is. Because you want to know what you actually dealing with. Is this a thing to where, hey, maybe there is somebody who got some damning evidence, and maybe these people are going to come forward and say, yep, that was me, and I got his ass. He did it to me. I told him I was 14, and I told him, and we good. Maybe. But then again, maybe not. Maybe it could be, oh, I'm just lying so I can get this money. Maybe it is, or I'm just talking and coming forward so I can get some publicity so I can sell my book. Maybe it is just a thing to say, well, I just want to get me some likes on Facebook, get on this TV show, do this docuseries. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to travel the country having seminars talking about me being a young hoe. And saying that I didn't know no better and I was a victim. And hopefully everybody will feel sorry for me and everybody will take pity on me and say we understand and you was a victim. Maybe. But all I'm saying is this. If you're going to acknowledge one irresponsible person being a victim, you have to acknowledge the other side too. Because did all of those young girls expect this outcome to become where they now 40 and old and ain't got no motherfucking no income, or they struggling and now they see an opportunity to actually get some money and they jumping on it? Yup. Very well could be playing on the fact that they are a victim and saying, I'm going to use this to help me get this. I'm going to use this story to help me get some notoriety so I can do this TV show, so I can be on this program, so I can write this book, so I can go on this tour, and I can get $1,000 per show that I do, or I can get $10,000 per show, or I can sell this book for $29.99 or $14.95 or $10.99 on Amazon, and I can get some money. That's what it is. And you can't say that, oh, they wouldn't do that. A woman wouldn't do that. She needs to be protected. She needs to be uplifted. Yeah, maybe so, if that's what really happened. Because if it ain't really happened, then now you got to ask the question, well, what the fuck really did happen? And click that damn like button, people. Giving you all this good ass commentary and giving you all these good ass ideas and thoughts, and y'all ain't click the like button. Click it. God damn it. Share it. So look at the whole picture, people, is what I'm actually getting to. Don't just take what you're seeing and take the incident and say, okay, this is what happened and this person's guilty because of it. No. Look at it and say, okay, here's where we're at. How did we get there? What is the factual evidence that leads up to this? Or is this just somebody saying something just to get something? Because they're all in it. Everybody's all in the grab. And Kales is in the middle of this shit, literally getting siphoned off of. His lawyer is getting paid from this. His lawyer is getting notoriety from this. His lawyer is going to get business from this. The prosecuting attorney is going to get notoriety from this. The judge that sentences him is going to get notoriety from this. The investigator that's doing the investigative work is going to get notoriety from this. And they're all going to get bigger jobs with bigger paychecks, and they're going to get even some celebrity out of it at the end of the day. It's just a fact of it. It's just a fact of what this situation is. The women who are saying that they're victims, they're going to get notoriety. Their Facebooks are going to blow up. Their Instagrams are going to blow up. They're going to get guest show appearances on talk shows. They're going to get guest show appearances at seminars. They're going to talk about this and what happens to them. They're going to talk about all these things and they're going to be compensated for it. It's just a fact. That's what's going to happen. And you have to be able to be adult enough and take your feelings out of it and look at the facts and say, well, there is something for her to gain. She coming forward 10 years from now. There is something for her to be gained. Just like with Bill Cosby. Those women came back 40, 50 years later. That Richards model chick. She still got some notoriety from that shit. And she an old ass model. And she still came forward to get some shine. She still came forward just to get some shine. So when you say that and you say that these people are victims, they may well be, but then what are they using their victimhood for? Oh, I want to help another woman so this don't happen. If you wanted to do that, you would have went to the police as soon as it happened. Not minutes after, but at least 24 to 48 hours. You would have went and told the police. You would have made a police report. You would have called 911. You would have told your mama. You'd have told your daddy. You'd have told your grandpappy. You'd have told your grandmammy. You'd have told your cousin. You'd have told somebody. You have so many things that are going to work in your favor by telling the police instantly when it happens. If you don't, you got to be questioned about that. As an adult. Now, you some 10-year-old kid, yeah, you got some psychological shit happening with that. Which is why R. Kelly didn't go to the police when his sister was having sex with him. We don't want to talk about that, though. That don't matter. R. Kelly didn't call the police. His mama wasn't at home. So every day his big sister was in charge. And his big sister is forcing him to have sex with her. He didn't have nobody to tell. And like his own brother said, it got to the point to where she was doing it to him so much, he began to like it. He began to enjoy it. He even admitted, and if you ever go back and watch that interview he did years ago when that shit first started, he didn't put his sister on blast. He still tried to protect her. Is that what you not call Stockholm Syndrome? He didn't call his sister out. He said, I'm not going to say who it was, but I was introduced to sex at a very young age, and there were some things that were turned on in me at a young age to where I became very sexually aggressive and I'm saying not aggressive, but very sexually active at a young age. I'm not going to say who did it though, but that's what happened to me. That right there should have been, hey, let's get in touch with this dude and find out what's going on with this dude. Let's find out. But he didn't want to blow his sister up. Why? Because he was a celebrity. He was at the top of the chart. He was a chart-topping artist. And he didn't want to fuck up his career and make it to seem that he was using this to make it seem like he was trying to get some more celebrity, get some more stardom, or even in this case, as him being a man, fucking up his ego. Because right now in today's world, in our community, you come forth as a man and say that you was molested, you was raped, you was anything. What do we look at that as, black people? We look at that as weakness. Oh, nigga, you soft. I come forward right now and say, yeah, my high school teacher or my grammar school teacher, she fucked me. She sucked my dick when I was in 8th grade. Oh, nigga, shit. You should have loved that shit. You should have went with that shit. That's what's up. Shit. Nigga, you sitting here saying, so you talking about that shit, not saying you to be, oh, nigga, you must be gay. That's what we do to each other. Ain't nobody gonna say I'm a victim. They gonna say I liked it. They gonna say I enjoyed it. Or I should have liked it. Or I should have enjoyed it. And if I didn't, something wrong with you, nigga. You must be gay. You must have wanted a dude to suck your dick. That's what you must have wanted. Or you must have wanted to suck the dick yourself. And it is Stockholm Syndrome when you protect your attacker. When you want to be with your attacker. That is Stockholm Syndrome. Ain't it? I think so. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah. The one when you act like you sick all the time, that's Munchausen. Yeah, that's Munchausen syndrome. It is Stockholm Syndrome when you identify and you protect your attacker or your abuser. Trying to get me fucked up. It's late in the night. But at the end of the day, it's like we have to be able to look at that. We have to be able to say, this is what it is, and to say, let's look at the whole facts. Yes, a crime has been committed. It has been. A crime has been. Because then what the hell is it, John Doe? Now, if you ain't got no facts to tell me what it is to correct me, and I'm going to look it up, nigga. I'm going to definitely do that. Then you correct me. If not, then hey, I'm right. I am correct. Thank you, Scohar. I know what the hell I'm talking about. John Doe, you ain't even a real person. Cousin is John Q. Public. Keep it moving. But when you're talking about, hey, a crime has been committed, yes, it has been. But afford him the same rights, the same care, the same covering that your ass will afford a Centoya Brown. And I'm riding that shit. I'm going to keep saying that. If y'all can ride and y'all can take care of Centoya Brown and get that bitch clemency, y'all damn sure can at least look into your hearts and find some type of, hey, understanding for R. Kelly. That's all I'm saying. Because R. Kelly, last time I checked, ain't took nan life, ain't killed nan person, ain't shot nobody in their sleep. He ain't did none of that. So it is what it is, man. Don't be so quick to just throw somebody under the bus because they a man, because they black, or because they got a celebrity status, because they got more money, because they got more hoes than you, because they get to live a life that you don't get to live, and the fact that you see that they having a rough time or they having some trials and tribulations in their life, then now it's time to pounce on them and to just tear everything that they've done, everything that they've stood for, everything that they've done in their life ain't worth shit. That ain't how we supposed to do life. That ain't how we supposed to do each other. That's not being the great people that we're supposed to be as Americans, as humans. We ain't supposed to do that, man. Because if everybody, and I said this in the last show, if everybody looked at what you did wrong, and if you did one thing out of pocket, if you did one thing the wrong way, then ain't shit you ever done in your life worth anything, or you need to be stripped of everything that you've ever earned, we all be some broke motherfuckers not having a goddamn thing. And I'm just saying that's the truth. The fact that, hey, people see him more, people put him under more of a tighter lens, and they look at his life a lot more than everybody else's. Yes, that's true. Yes, you have to pay the price for the fame. Absolutely. But you still can't just take the bits and pieces that you want to support your narrative and leave the other facts off to the side. That's all I'm trying to say. Because the shit that's being talked about and the shit that's not being talked about, we are leaving out a lot of facts. And we tend to do that as people, not just in this instance. We tend to leave out the factual information if it doesn't support our narrative. Just to say, oh yeah, he going to jail. Because for that other dude to say that Avenatti or Avenetti dude to say he should go to jail and die in jail? Come on, man. Really? Should Bill Cosby die in jail? Really? Because if he should, then his damn sure should be plenty of motherfuckers should. Van Dyke should never see the light of day. I said it. And in my opinion, hey, there's no law against shooting a motherfucker 14 times, but it's damn sure law covering up evidence. It ain't against the law for the police to shoot a motherfucker 14 times, but it's damn sure law against covering up evidence. And that wasn't just for him. That shit goes all the way up to the top. The mayor was in on that shit because it was an election year for his punk ass. Fuck Rahm Emanuel. It was an election year for him, so he was with that shit. The prosecuting attorney and all them motherfuckers got together and gave his mother, that kid Laquan McDonald's mother, they gave her $5 million, and she wasn't even that dude's caretaker. She wasn't even his fucking legal guardian. That boy was a ward of the state, and everybody felt sorry for his fucking mother. Fuck his mother. Because she wasn't one. She was out doing her fucking thing. She took that fucking money, kept her fucking mouth shut, and didn't say shit until the fucking media brought that shit out. And this bitch acting like she's so heartbroken. She didn't give a fuck about that boy. She treated him like shit. And anybody that say, you don't know that, you don't know how a mother feel, fuck that bullshit. Anytime your kid is a ward of the state and you don't even check on your fucking kid, you don't even know where the fuck your kid is at half the time. And then the minute he gets killed by the police, you sitting here and they offering you $5 million and you take it and shut the fuck up and go off and live your life like it's golden, you an ain't shit bitch. Plain and simple. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. She was. You took that money and you shut your fucking mouth and you let them motherfuckers do that to your boy and let them hide that evidence and you didn't come forth and say shit. You should have been like, nah, fuck that. I want that dude to go to jail. If you really cared, if you really loved your son, you'd be like, you know what? Fuck that. I want that motherfucker in jail because of what he did to my baby. You ain't never said that shit, but now you crying and hugging everybody. And everybody, oh, mother, we know how you feel. We are here for you. That's a bunch of bullshit. You omitted the facts. You omitted the facts, and everybody was cool with that shit until the shit came out. Now it's, oh, we got to do something now. Oh, now we got to do something. It's just like with the fucking water in fucking Flint. Them motherfuckers still don't have no fresh water. Ain't nobody saying shit about it now. Why? Because it ain't the flavor of the week. We too busy worrying about Jesse. We too busy worrying about Kelly. We too busy worrying about Cosby. We too busy worrying about whatever the fuck, Kraft. We too busy worrying about the Super Bowl. We too busy worrying about the whatever bowl, the Cotton Bowl. We're too busy worried about the fucking World Series. We too busy about that shit. You know why? Because we really, honest and truly don't give no fuck until it's actually us. And everybody talking about now, why we getting the wall and we ain't got no water in Flint, right? Wrong. Wrong. We spend $600 billion on fucking military. You mean to tell me y'all can't siphon off a good 20 or 30 million to fix the water in Flint? Seriously? Seriously, that's what you're telling me? We can't make 8 jets instead of 10 so we can get some fucking water in Flint? No, we don't care about that shit. It's only when it supports our narrative. When we want to talk about Trump, when we want to say, yeah, Trump ain't shit. Trump a dirty motherfucker. Trump is low down. Trump is a racist. He's this. And everything Trump does. Trump can come and say, I'm giving all niggas $1,000 over the next 6 months. And we still gonna say, shit, Trump owns bullshit. It should have been $5,000. I hate Trump. But I'm going to take this $1,000 though while I talk shit. No. We got to get to the point to where you look at what the facts are. Look at what's real. Everything ain't going to be perfect. And everything ain't going to always work out to your benefit. But you at least still need to start doing and choosing and looking at the things that best serve you. And at the end of the day, you talking about Trump is a racist and all that shit. All us niggas wanted to beat Trump before he became president. I'm gonna be rich like Donald Trump, man. I get that Trump money, man. All them punk ass rappers that was talking shit about him, but was rapping about him in their raps, you ain't shit. You ain't fucking shit. You on bullshit. And then you turn back around now, oh, he ain't shit. He got to go. We got to impeach him. We got to get him out of there. And put who in there? Fucking Hillary Clinton? The motherfucker who locked up all y'all niggas? The motherfucker who wanted to lock up every nigga she possibly could? Come with that bullshit ass 3 strikes law? And guess who got rid of that shit and said that shit was wrong? Trump. Out of all of the fucking presidents, including y'all boy, who was my former boy, I'm admitted I voted for that motherfucker twice, Obama never said nothing about, hey, we gonna put this shit into effect and we gonna rewrite this motherfucker law because this shit is fucked up. This shit is really unfair to niggas. Trump said it. What did we say? Thanks, Trump, for getting rid of that law and to reforming. Thanks, Trump, for reforming the justice against black folks. Thank you for doing the reform. We ain't gonna put it on our Facebook, but we gonna say thank you on the side. We do that shit though, won't we? We won't go and say, hey man, this motherfucker actually may not be who we want. May not be the best thing for us, but he damn sure ain't the worst. He damn sure ain't the worst. That dude just did some shit the other day. I still got to do research on it, but it said something about this dude is trying to funnel $100 million into motherfucking black folk shit. We ain't saying shit about that though. But we'll talk about it if he got some toilet paper hanging from his shoe. Look at this motherfucker, stupid motherfucker. He ain't cool like Obama. He ain't like Obama, man. He's a jive turkey. Really? Ain't not one president been for black folks. Ain't not one president gonna do for what black folks want black folks to do for black folks. Ain't not one president ain't gonna happen. You know why it ain't gonna happen? Because it ain't no governors doing it. It ain't no senators doing it. It ain't no state reps doing it. It ain't none of these motherfuckers doing it. Ain't no congressmen doing it. All them motherfuckers is getting paid and all they doing is getting their money. Money grab. That's it. Minute Trump say, hey, we need to do away with motherfuckers with this bullshit ass welfare. Fuck me. Oh, Trump trying to get rid of welfare? We need our weave. We need our food stamp, Lord. No, Lord, he trying to kill us all. Maybe he's just tired of the fucking free lunch that everybody's paying for. Because I know I am. Maybe if motherfuckers wasn't getting aid, maybe if motherfuckers wasn't getting welfare checks, maybe if motherfuckers wasn't getting food stamp and link, maybe motherfuckers would be a little bit more responsible with their pussies and their dicks to where they ain't just popping off kids because they know the government gonna take care of them. Just maybe it would start changing some shit. We all know it's a fact. If you give somebody something, they won't appreciate it. That's why you got bitches on fucking YouTube taking their welfare money and making videos talking about, yeah, I buy my dog shrimp. All that stupid shit. And that shit was probably a fucking ruse. It was probably some bullshit just to make motherfuckers say, see, look at that. Look at how people doing it. But at the end of the day, the point is still being made that maybe some people aren't gonna go out and earn a living or work for something because they're getting it given to them. It's like you're rewarding bad behavior. And that's why you got it to where you have these parents who want to be fucking baby mamas before they become wives. You got these dudes that don't give a fuck who they get pregnant. You don't give a fuck how many kids they have. You got women who will still sleep with and get pregnant by and carry to term a child by a man who already got 12 kids. Well, I know he ain't taking care of them 12, but he told me he gonna take care of this one. He better, or I'm gonna take his ass to court and get child support. Really? And then the minute you don't, the minute the kid ain't shit, the minute the kid ain't getting taken care of, then it's gonna be his man's fault. Fuck the fact that you having a kid that you can't take care of yourself because you can't even take care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, how the fuck you gonna take care of a kid? How you gonna expect a dude who can't take care of himself to help you take care of a kid? You got two people who can't take care of themselves, and the fact that they ain't taking care of themselves is because they don't have their own house, they don't have their own car, that ain't supplied by the government, and they don't have their own income. Drug dealing is not a fucking income. It's a hustle. So you got two people that can't take care of themselves, and what do? They add another baby to take care of. And what do? Well, we ain't got no money, so we gonna get on the government to take care of it. Seriously. And the fact that somebody's opposed to that, we mad? You ain't shit? You a racist? You don't like black people, as Kanye was saying? No. We're just tired of what's happening. And it's affecting us the most because we ain't doing shit about it in our own community. We have to start. You talking about how you want people to stand up and do what's right. Black people got to rise up. The good times thing, we got to get our shit together. It ain't going to never happen until we start caring for ourselves. It ain't going to never happen until we start holding each other accountable. Don't nobody on this fucking green earth give a fuck about black people because black people don't give a fuck about black people. And until we start doing that, that's when you can expect somebody else to change. When you take your own shit serious, when you take your own self serious, when you take your own block serious, then others will. Until then, you can fucking forget it. You will get handouts. You will get patted on the head. You'll be treated like a pet. Which is exactly what it is. People on the far right don't give a fuck, and the people on the far left take pity on you. Either way, you lose. Till you get your shit together, you get yourself together. Get you a foothold. Start with your own house in your own block with your own fucking relatives. That's when you start to make change. Stop accepting the bullshit that's happening to you every day. Start snitching. Start calling the police even when it is your uncle, even when it is your son, even when it is your cousin. Just because he related to you and he doing some fuck shit, don't make it okay. I ain't gonna tell on my uncle. You should tell on your uncle because your uncle is fucking you over too. Because that bullet that's meant for him is gonna hit your ass, or it's gonna hit your baby, or it's gonna hit your mama, or it's gonna hit your grandmama. And you gonna be so fucking stupid that you gonna blame the motherfuckers that's shooting. Now they shooting at him because he probably done shot at them. You just a byproduct. You a collateral damage. You a casualty of war. That's it. The end of the day, like Farrakhan said years ago, you gonna die anyway. We all gonna die. You might as well die for something than to just live for nothing. I'll say that again. You might as well die for something than to live for nothing. We live lives and we leave nothing behind. We leave no legacy. All we do is leave things that perpetuate the same emptiness that we have going on. What is the point in doing that? Where's the purpose in that? When you have no purpose, when you have no legacy, when you build nothing, what is the point in living with that? Why are you here? If you're doing something, you're not making a change, you're not making an impact, you're not making a stand, you're not even starting to build a legacy, you're not teaching those that come behind you not to make the same mistakes you made, then why are you living in the first place? Have purpose. Make a difference. Stand for something. Even if it's just one thing. That's one of the reasons why I do this. At some point, I hope that somebody watches this at some point and says, this shit matters. This shit makes a difference. This shit is gonna make me do something. Maybe I'm gonna use the old Tupac analogy. Maybe the shit I say is gonna spark the man of somebody who's gonna change the world. Or maybe I'm gonna change the world. And I'm just doing the best I can with what I have and what I know. And for those that I've learned from, shout out to my boy Tommy Sotomayor. I've learned so much from him. And I appreciate him for it. And all I'm trying to do, you can say whatever you want. I'm trying to be like him. You can say I'm trying to copy him. You can say I'm trying to be his son. Say whatever the hell you want. But at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is what I can with what I know. And yes, maybe some of it does sound like him. I'm going to take it a step further and say, yes, maybe a lot of it is. Actually, a lot of it is. But I know where I come from. I will never say, oh yeah, I'm just as good, if not better. I'm just in a new generation on a new era. Nope. I always pay homage. I get my shit from him. I'm just trying to do my part. I'm just trying to give my perspective. I'm just trying to give my energy to something that I believe in. And what I do believe in is what that brother's doing. What I do believe in is the message that he's trying to put out there. The message that he's trying to bring about is for change. I believe in it. So yes, I'm going to use them talking points. Yes, I'm going to try to copy and do everything I possibly can to try to be, if not as good as him, just even close to what it is to where I can support his message. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I want to support what it is he's doing because what he's doing has sparked something in me to come forth and do what it is that he's doing. Yes, it is. Yes, I am. I know I'm not him, but I'm going to try my best to help keep that message out there and keep that message going. I'm going to try my best to do it. And all the while, I will be giving thanks. I will be supporting. I will be fucking saluting that man right there because he believed in me at a time when a lot of motherfuckers didn't even take a second guess or a second thought to even look at what it was that I could do or what I could become. Facts. So I appreciate that in a brother that didn't know me from shit. Did not know me from Adam. But in just talking to me, had enough belief in what it is that I was as a man and who I was as a person to say, hey, I'm going to give him a shot. Hey, I'm going to give some of my resources, some of my energy, some of my time. I'm going to give it to him. And for that, forever loyal. It is what it is. Because loyalty to me is everything. And I ain't going to sit back and say, I'll never be one of those guys. That I ain't got to say it. I know who I am as a man. My track record, not with him, but with other people, other men, other dudes, other people that know me, know who I am. So I ain't got to go out and say that word. I ain't got to go out and make that proclamation. Nigga, my record, my word, it speaks for itself. It is what it is. So I hope that this helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that we as people can start to learn to treat each other better. I hope that we as people can start to say, hey, let's do this better. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Do you know how much better life would be for everybody if we just decided to try our best to do the right thing? No, you ain't gonna always get it right. Yes, you're gonna make mistakes. Yes, you're gonna miss the mark. But if you have the intention of doing something the right way, if you have the intention of doing something the best way, if you have the intention of saying we're gonna follow facts over feelings, then you would be amazed at how much better the decisions you make would be, how much better your life would be, how much better those that come after you lives would be. At the end of the day, I'm hoping that one day my daughter will see this and make better decisions in life. My grandchildren will see this and make better decisions in life. That's what it is. Some 14-year-old kid who may not see this for another 3 years will then see it and start to make better decisions in life. That's where we need to be. Because sometimes it ain't always about us and just doing what we got to do to make sure we take care of us and do our thing. Sometimes it has to be, let me try to save somebody who's coming after me because it's already too late for me. I can't right the ship all the way. But I can be a guiding light for somebody else to say, hey, at the end of the day, you don't want to come this way. Go that way. Yep, I know I'm over here, but where I'm going, I don't want you to go. I want you to go somewhere else. So maybe I just might be the beacon or the light that somebody can see to know not what to do. And then again, I could be the light and the beacon for somebody to know what to do. Because sometimes you don't get the knowledge until it's too late. But you can teach it to somebody else to where they get it early. To where they can actually set themselves up for success. To where they won't have a life that's harder for them. To where they won't be in a situation to where they will say, oh man, I wish I could have did this if I'd have known this. How many times have people said, if I would have known then what I know now? Well, I know now. And I want to tell somebody now what I know so that when they're in there then, they will make the right decision. They can learn from my mistakes. They can learn from my wisdom. They can learn from my nuggets of gold and use them to profit their lives, to prosper their lives. Because at the end of the day, all we got is what we leave here. The only thing that's of value, the only thing that's worth having is things that we leave to those that come behind us. It's the progress of the entire race. It's the progress of us as a people that matters. So here's what it is. Let me go ahead and shout out these people who have taken it upon themselves and taken it out of the kindness of their hearts and their wallets to put their money where their mouth is, to put their time and energy and resources behind watching me, clicking the damn like, and also just saying, hey, here's something for you because of what you've done for us, because what you've given to us. And that's just a platform where we can have a conversation. Let's do this. If this damn thing would ever come up. There we go. All right. And boom. So I'm going to tell the people who gave from the last show all the way up to this show. Let's see here. Make sure I can get these names right. Yep. See, I'm glad I looked at this. Thank you, Michelle Cobre from Detroit and Midwest, showing support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for the fire tonight and every night. And that's from Princess X. Thank you for your donation. Yes, indeed. Let's see who this is. Thank you for your donation, Mr. Robert Charles. I appreciate it. Let's see who else. Thank you so much for your donation, Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see who else we got here. Thank you for your donation, Margie. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amanda Kirk, for showing some love. Amanda K. Appreciate it. Let's see here. New subby. Hey now. Appreciate it. Keep telling the truth. Selena, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your donation. And as always, who always supporting, thank you so much, Michelle MG. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much, Michelle Glass, for your donation. Man, I'm telling you, it's like this, people. It's like, man, when we sit and we do this and we have these conversations and all that good stuff, it's like, man, it's just something that I got from my heart that I just want to give to y'all. And I hope that it helps somebody. And I appreciate for people who take the time out of their day, out of their schedules to sit and watch me, listen to me, support me, or just even stopping by to click the like. Everybody that shares, everybody that just does their part to help support the platform, and not just for me, but also do it for Tommy as well. It's like we need to outweigh the bad with just more good. Just keep doing it, man. I know sometimes it may get tiring, sometimes it may get challenging. It was just like tonight. It was like, man, I had that well, I forgot the dude's name, but the person we was like that was trolling or whatever, talking about you like Tommy and all. I ain't gonna let that get me off my square to where I'm just not able to function. Yeah, I can stop every now and again and say what I need to say and right the ship or correct somebody, but I try to make sure I stay on task, stay on point, and just get the point driven home, because it's bigger than them, it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than what's happening right now in the moment. It really is. So I just hope that this show helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that we can continue to do what it is that we're doing to change who we are as a people, change how we think, change how we look at things. Let's start getting back to those things that really mattered, and that's looking at the facts. That's being logical. That's telling the truth. That's acknowledging where we are and being able to make changes from there. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Hey, man, send this to somebody. Shout out to everybody that came through tonight. Shout out to all of the mods and the people that I made mods. I appreciate y'all for taking the time out to do that for me, because I'm just not as quick to just be watching the chat all the time. So thank y'all so much for everything that y'all do. Shout out to everybody who has always supported me since day one. And to my brother Tommy Sotomayor, shout out to you. My boy DJ Just Jay on the Soto podcast, shout out to him. Y'all make sure that y'all continue to support us, and we will continue to give you all great content. I love you all. Peace. And as always, I hope that this helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. I love you guys. Peace out. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Peace. And everybody who's on Facebook Live, if you're still watching, sub and hit the goddamn like. Thank y'all, people. I appreciate you. And we're going to end that Facebook. There we go. Girl, you wanna come to my hotel, even though you know that you are 14. And I'm feeling the way you carry yourself, girl. And I like the fact that you are only 14. So if you wanna come to my hotel, you gonna have to call me daddy. And we'll be at the after party. And you'll be in the room locked with no key. I'm out, y'all.